everybody to another episode of my Draws Arsenal. Today I'm going to show you the very first rifle I ever bought with my own money from my very first job. And that was a Mosin Nagant M91 30. I bought this back in 2010. This one is dated 1941. It is from the Izhevsk Army Arsenal in Russia. I did not see any refurbishing marks on the stock. However, it was refurbished at some point after World War II. It received what I believe was a new top guard, as well as it had a repair here on the stock where the tang meets the wood stock, and so at some point it was repaired. Hypothetically, it could have seen battle since it's an early 1941 date, but when I picked this rifle up, it came with two magazine pouches, or clip pouches, whatever you want to call them, ammunition pouches. You would have 3 stripper clips in each pouch, so that would have been, 30 rounds per pouch, and so you could have carried, 60 rounds just in these pouches alone. These, I believe, are post-World War II because they have the pigskin leather, and I think that was a post-World War II item, so probably Cold War era. Maybe I could undo the... I don't think it's actually stamped anywhere. Actually, it is. Looks like 1966 is the date on the inside. So yeah, these are 60s. 1960s era ammunition pouches. The bayonet came with it as well. It is force matched, which means that essentially all the serial numbers were scrubbed and they were force matched wherever they were refurbished at after the war. So you can see possibly the date is original, so 1941, as well as the serial number, but the handle, the bolt has been scrubbed and restamped, and so has the bayonet. All of this cost me approximately $120 back in 2010. Nowadays, I see they go for over $200. It has been a while since I've been to a gun show, but last time I was seeing it was about $200, and I don't believe you got the bayonet or the ammunition pouches. Another thing it did come with was an oiler, which I do not have at the moment. I have it packed up somewhere. But I have not been able to find it. But it was an oil can, basically, and I used to keep Windex in one side to clean out the salts in the barrel after shooting, and then I would have hops number 9 on the other side of the oil can. And I'll do a video on that later. But anyway, I've probably put well over 1,000 rounds through this rifle. It is not exactly what you would call a tack driver, but it does shoot consistently in a grouping. I know a lot of people like to think that these were magnificent rifles, which they were. They performed their intended purpose, which was to kill the enemy. Yep, it did that. Obviously, it was on a winning side of World War II, and even World War I when it was introduced. Well, the Russians really didn't win. But anyway, that's a topic for a different discussion. But I know there's a huge fan club of Mosin Nagants. They are great rifles for their intended purpose, as I said. Not exactly, the best sniper rifle. I know everybody's seen Enemy at the Gates and thinks that the Mosin Nagant is probably the best rifle ever created by man. I think there's some better ones out there, but if you want a really rugged rifle, this is definitely one to go for. This is actually one of my hunting rifles that I go take out with me each year. And hopefully one day, whenever I do take this one out, I will actually see that deer and I can get one with it. But it's an old design. Like I said, it was designed in 1891, and it's an interesting design. One day I will break it down in another video for you guys, but I wanted to show you what my very first rifle was that I picked up with my own money that I had earned. And that is the M91 Mosin Nagant M91 30. Sorry, this was refurbished after the 30s. So, interesting rifle. If you have not picked one up, maybe do so, add it to your collection. I got some pretty cool information on the Mosin Nagant, regarding safeties, things like that. So stay tuned, and we're going to do a deep dive into the Mosin Nagant here in the future, very near future. So if you have not done so, click the subscribe button.